It's October, which means we've stumbled upon the pinnacle of the baseball calendar year. With excitement high around the league, this postseason has raised the debate sparked by the past few years. We saw 15 innings and 2 depleted bullpens in Cleveland Saturday before the Guardians walked it off. We've seen a World Series game extend 18 innings back in 2018. And with the updated rule in the playoffs, there is no base runner on second to start off the inning. Is that the right call for the game as we stand? Well, here on Sports Court, that's what we do. We're going to get to the bottom of it. I'm your judge, Dugan Lloyd, joined by attorneys AJ Sisson and Nico Rodriguez. Court is now in session. If you'll both raise your right hand and affirm to the court to tell the truth and nothing but the truth.
I do.
We can get started. Nico, we'll start with you. Is the ghost runner in extra innings the right call for the postseason in the MLB?
I think it is. You know, this past weekend and the Guardians and the Rays game, we saw a 5-hour game and a 15-hour game. That's just way too long, especially knowing that MLB want more viewership and they want faster games. So that's the last thing you want when the game's going 5 hours. Also, the bullpens got deteriorated. 16 total pitchers were used in that game. Also, the starters for the next day had to get used, which throws up just the scheduled starters and the plan, and that's huge in the playoffs. You're going in there shorthanded.
Well, Nico, I don't think it's the right way to win a game. I don't think it upholds to the true values of baseball that we've seen for so many years. And when it comes down to it, if you're going to be a home team and you're going to hit a single right through the right side, that you're winning the game already. And you know what, Nico? I don't think a single is a way to win a baseball game. And we're going to try and uphold the true values of baseball and sports in general. Let's take a look at overtimes in other leagues. So let's go to tennis. And not even in overtime, in tennis, when they go to a major, they play 5 rounds instead of 3. And that determines a true outcome of a game. And in the NFL, when there's an overtime in the playoffs, they go until the game's over.
You know, I think with the runner on second, that's when it's the brightest, that's when it's the hardest. In the playoffs, you got to go out there and you got to pitch, and you got to pitch to win, and it's only going to happen when it's the toughest.
And when you go out there to pitch to win, pitchers like Nestor Cortez or Clay Holmes, who pitch to contact, they're going to go out there and they're going to try and put the ball into the zone and have them hit the ball as hard as they can. But if you're going to hit the ball as hard as they can, and this is my favorite point about this whole argument, it's where if you get a ground ball and you advance the runner to third base as the home team, you only need a fly ball to score the runner.
That's definitely true. You need to go out there and find ways to avoid the sac fly and pitch around the ground ball. You just got to go out there and bring your best stuff. It's the playoffs. That's how you win games.
Absolutely. And when you're on second base as a ghost runner, 62% of the time you're going to come around and score. I think that's a kind of an unfair advantage when you're a away team and you're going to get an advantage over the home team if you have a guy who goes out there like Edwin Diaz or Emmanuel Clase, who's a big strikeout guy. That's a tough matchup when you're going into that bottom half of the inning. So, I don't know. It's when it gets down to the second, or when it comes down to the ghost runner, I just don't think it's a right way for a baseball team to win a game.
My final point is that since 2019, since the ghost runner has been initiated, 71% of games have ended in the 11th inning, which is great for viewership and faster games.
Well, listen, you both bring up a lot of good points when you just talk about pace of play. That definitely does weigh in, especially with the new MLB fan, the younger generations. But at the same time, you don't want to cheapen the history of the game and the way it's been played, especially in the postseason of all. 2 good points. Officially, in my court, the state of Pennsylvania is going to rule with AJ Sisson. It just, when you look at the facts and you look back through the game, maybe it makes sense in the regular season, but there just is not a place for it in the postseason. So that will be the verdict for today. And unfortunately, that is all she wrote for this hearing of Sports Court. For AJ Sisson and Nico Rodriguez, I'm Justice Lloyd. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night. We hope you liked that segment.
And we're sure there's other Penn State Sports Night segments that you are going to love as well. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content.
And check us out on social media for updates and behind-the-scenes clips and pics. Follow us on Twitter at PSSN TV and on Instagram at PSU Sports Night to keep up with all the action.
For all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.